Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm Zakir Ayoub. I've always been a huge believer that the absolute best way to really learn something is to share it. Share the knowledge, the experiences, all of it. And that's exactly why I wanted to create this space, a place for us to dive into some really fascinating ideas together. So let's kick off our very first adventure.
And really, this quote, this right here, is the heart of it all. It's so true, right? We're not just going to be about spitting facts and figures. It's about that shared journey, that feeling of discovery. This is a place where we all get to learn and grow, side by side.
So yeah, that's me, Zakir. I guess you can call me your guide on this thing. And honestly, I am so excited to share this stuff I'm really passionate about. We're talking everything from deep dives into some pretty complex topics, all the way to the lessons I've picked up from real-world adventures.
Okay, so what is this journey really about? What's the mission here? Well, at its core, it's all about a commitment to lifelong learning. But what does that even mean? Let's break down what that means for us in this space. See, for us, lifelong learning isn't some boring, stuffy thing about memorizing dates and facts for a test. No way. It's an active exploration. We're going to be breaking down really complex ideas, the big stuff, but then we'll connect it to what actually matters. How does this apply in the real world? And my favorite part, we'll explore how that new knowledge can completely shift our perspective, our entire mindset. And our whole approach is really built on these 5 key pillars. First, we're going to break down those complex ideas. Then we'll talk about how they actually apply to real life. We're also going to explore growth and mindset, and I'll be sharing a ton of lessons learned along the way. And maybe the most important pillar of all, we're going to have a little fun with it. It has to be fun, right?
All right, so let's get into the good stuff. What kind of topics are we actually going to cover here? Well, think of it like we're mapping out a huge, exciting adventure filled with all sorts of ideas.
It's really going to be a balance between 2 main types of content. So on one side, you've got the deep dives. This is where we'll get into the nitty-gritty of things like economics, history, and other really complex concepts. But then on the other side, we've got what I'm calling personal explorations. This is where we get, personal. We'll talk about hobbies, I'll share some travel stories, and we'll get into those kinds of life lessons that you just can't find in any textbook.
But maybe the most crucial part of this whole thing is that this is so much more than just a one-way show. The real goal, the big dream, is to build a genuine community where we can all learn together.
Yeah, exactly. This line right there, that gets to the absolute heart of it. This is not a lecture. It's meant to be a conversation, a real two-way street for sharing ideas.
The ultimate vision here is to build a space where your ideas, your questions, are just as important as anything I bring to the table. Because let's be honest, any adventure, any exploration is just way better when it's shared. So how do we do that? How do we grow together? It's actually really simple. It just comes down to 3 things. 1, share your ideas. 2, ask questions, all the questions. And 3, just enjoy the process. That's it. That's how we're going to build this thing into something really, really special.
So, if all this sounds like an exploration you want to be a part of, let's talk about how you can join the journey. Your adventure, it starts right here, right now.
I'll just ask you straight up, are you ready to explore new ideas? Ready to embrace the journey? If you're looking for a fresh perspective, some new ideas, and maybe a little inspiration, then I can promise you, you've found the right place.
And with that, I just have one simple ask. Hit that subscribe button. Because when you do, it's so much more than just a click. It's like you're raising your hand in a room and saying, yeah, I'm in. You're essentially becoming a founding member of this community, right from day one.
I am honestly so grateful that you're here for this. This is just the very beginning, and I truly cannot wait to see where this adventure takes all of us. The journey is just getting started.